Hey everyone, Alex Cassido. This video, I want to tell you my my most difficult load I moved and how I went about it. And if you can imagine, this load required two different permits. Two different permits, which was required these two permits in every state this load went through, and it went through multiple states. What are these permits? Overweight and oversize. So it was a little bit what we call a little scary, right? A little frightening on wow, they're trusting me with this very heavy, huge load, okay, going across multiple states. I'm just kind of a beginner freight broker. But to be able to make it as a freight broker, you're going to have to do the things that are going to make you uncomfortable. But understand, have faith, and step into these opportunities. So I just remember all too well when this, because it was the only one I still have ever done that are both oversized and overweight. I do, overweight by itself plenty of times, oversized by itself plenty of times, but the fact that it was both, it was a heavy, big load. So what made it what made it easy, not easy, but what basically had me be able to do this was understanding that I had to talk to the right carrier or carriers that actually had confidence in moving items like this and have confidence and experience obtaining these permits, let alone in every state, and knowing the cost of these permits in every state so I can get an idea how much it costs so I can quote accordingly. And so that's how I was able to do this. Take this, take this request from my customer to heavy ass loads. All right. I had to require two different trucks. And so I posted the load. I talked to different trucking companies until I spoke with one who had the two trucks, two drivers. I was talking to one of the drivers who gave me ultimate confidence. Okay. And basically I'm coming to the table. Hey, I need your help, guidance a little bit on this load. We've got two permits required. I understand we need both these permits in each state we travel. I forgot exactly where it's going, but it was coming out of Ingleside, Texas. And, they're familiar with the fees in each state of those permits. So I can realistically get pricing to the customer because on a big job like this, you have to bring realistic pricing. Believe it or not, a lot of cases like this, when the broker comes back and even when a truck comes back to me and the price sounds too low, you know what that does to, if a carrier came to me or a broker went to the shipper with a low price, low confidence, because the shippers moved a lot more things like this and understands sort of the cost and has experience with how much they've been charged. So that's very important because if you're giving any sugar coating of price, if you're hearing that from the trucks, you're going to get what you pay for. It's all going to be messed up. And then you're going to end up going to the shipper saying, wow, I was way off. It's going to be a three grand more. Okay. It's going to bring loss of confidence if you're that missing that gap on the original quote. So take enough time to make sure you get it right. And I did. I spoke not, I didn't right away go with that first option. I spoke with a few trucks, got one on the phone that sounded confident, got some realistic pricing, looked up the pricing on the permits, it kind of lined up close enough. And it wasn't a super dirt cheap price, but it wasn't a super expensive price on the line haul. So that's how I got through it. All right. And I made a decent amount of money on the load, paid the carriers decent amount of money. So they definitely took that load seriously, made sure it got there and did it, on time and with all the necessary tying it down, chaining it down, and the permits required, which I got even pictures of those permits just to make sure we had them. So there you go, a little brief story on my experience moving I would say the most challenging, toughest load, and that was about a year or so ago. All right, actually, it's more than that. So I would say a few years for sure. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Y'all take care.